Hello, hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome to the Grieving Sisters. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Jessica. And I mean, listen, I just want to thank everyone for constantly just watching us and really just interacting with us on social media.
I feel like every day we either get a DM, a
Yeah.
comment, someone reaching out saying that they've shared or that they can relate, or it's been so fulfilling.
Yeah.
It's really
And
we've just been so grateful. We share all the time.
yeah, and just even a lot of people going through grief that, they're saying to us like, "Oh my God, like we love this community. Thank you so much for having this,"
Also, I
especially
feel like the feedback is making us better.
yeah,
Don't you feel like
absolutely.
I feel like you have a history of like, you're a mental health professional. I'm
Yeah.
just a yapper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop. You're going for your grief
That's
coaching.
right, I am.
Stop.
I am a future grief what's it called?
Grief coach specialist?
Specialist, grief counselor.
Grief counselor.
Um yes. Thank you. Thank you
Thanks,
for the
Mar.
trust. Thank you for the support.
Always.
Yes, I'm on a journey. But I do feel like all the feedback that we've been getting really helps us be better. Like,
Yeah.
hey, when you talked about this, we talked about the triggers episode
That one was
recently.
a big hit.
We
Like
got a
a
lot
lot
of
of
feedback on the
that one.
triggers episode, which we're so happy about because,
Yes.
for example, like if you learn how to deal with a trigger in any aspect of your life, it's
Right.
not only grief. Learning to manage triggers can really save you from some downward spirals or situations.
Absolutely.
But today's episode is about grief and goals.
Yeah.
And it's basically about, reclaiming your purpose after loss. We are such goal oriented women.
Hustlers.
We're moms, we're hustlers.
Yes.
We're like always trying to like provide and do the next thing and be ambitious. And I'm always talking about if I'm going to go back to school or what I'm going to do next, what I'm going to do. I've changed
Yep.
careers twice already. Now
Yeah.
going for the third career change.
Why not?
But yeah, I think it's important for you to still focus on goals. And today we'll cover a lot of topics, but there's
Sure.
always a lot of guilt
Sure.
around like maintaining your goals.
Yep.
Like, for example, soon after my sister, I was in my home buying journey.
Yeah.
And my sister passed, and I'm like, the last thing I need to do is go through like a stressful. In this market, there's no easy home buying process.
No.
And in this market, I'm a real estate professional. Like it's just a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do I really want to tackle this? And I'm just like, and then a part of me cried a lot because I said, why am I going to buy a house that my sister's never going to see?
Right.
She's never going to be able to enjoy it with me.
Right.
But like you said, and so many others were like, she'll be there in spirit and things like that. But I use as an example to say, like, don't not follow your goals and your
Right.
dreams because
Right.
you're in grief. And
Right.
everyone will say the generic, they would have wanted you to.
Right.
They would have wanted you to.
Oh,
They would have
Lord.
wanted you to do this. They
Sure.
would have wanted you to do that. And it's like, people say that to my mom and stuff. My mom's like, you don't know what she wants. She's not here. you
Right.
know?
Right.
So it's like, but
I do agree with you on that. And I
yeah.
feel like when my brother passed, I was at such a stage in my life. They had said to me, "Oh, well, if you're going to go for this next position, you have to get your supervisor cert." So I was like, "All right, well, it's 4 classes. I'll just rock out, whatever." And I started it. I took out a personal loan. I think I was like the 3rd class in, and then the one teacher she was such a wench. And I was like actually really intimidated to say to her, "Hey, my brother passed away. Can I have some time?" And she's
Right.
like, "Well, I'm going to allow you to redo one assignment." So I was still pushing through while going, I told you we had
Right.
2 trips booked. So, to go to Dominican
Right.
Republic to go for my husband's dad's death, 20th death anniversary that same year. Then we had Ghana booked that I was meeting my other brother from my dad's first marriage for the first time. Like, and I was still just plugging away. I was using my phone, like just writing in notes and uploading I still finished my supervisor cert, but for what? Like at what cost?
Right.
So at the year anniversary, I said, I'm going to go back to go finish my hours. So in order to be a licensed professional, you need to do 4,500 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Sure, you get paid for it, whatever, but it's, well, who are you going to find as a supervisor? Who are you going to do all of this? So there's like, a lot of layers to it. But
Right.
in the same breath, I'm like, I got to get this done. It's not even for him at this point, but I have to get this done. Something is telling me I need to get this done. So, I feel like he was with me every step of the way. If I went to somebody's house that was a little crazy, you know what I mean? So I do feel that I still kept going. Even I think one of the things was they talked about working out. I felt like I was in the best shape of my life, although I was like drinking a bottle of wine every night to go to sleep because I was trying to force myself to sleep so I don't have to think like why.
I did Benadryl.
Oh gosh, I should have did that.
I would do a lot of Benadryl.
Yeah, I bet. I should have done that.
So interesting. See, thank you for being honest and vulnerable about that. This is also a very real podcast. Like, we will talk about medications and what we did to grieve.
I mean...
Right. Like, let's stick with the goals. Not taking 2 Benadryl to sleep or a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
I mean, do what you have to do to get through.
Yeah.
But being just puts together these beautiful outlines for the episodes.
No,
and,
you did this one.
This part. Oh, I did. Oh, actually.
You did this one.
One of the few that I did. But yeah, we talk about, how grief impacts your ability to dream, to plan, to move forward. And like you can gently being the buzzword here is like gently reclaim the direction of your life.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's really important.
Because the emotional toll that grief takes on motivation and clarity, right? Like grief can pause everything.
Because of that fog.
And everything that once matters now feels meaningless. And it also feels impossible, But like over time, new goals can come up. Because these are, and let's not only say, because you're grieving somebody who passed, you have to stick to the goals you had.
No.
You can completely get rid of any goal that you had and come up with new goals.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
Like, I never thought about being a grief counselor or caring about building this community or helping people through grief, more specifically sibling grief and things like that. No. Now this is a new goal, right? So it's like the
Another
goals
journey.
Don't have to be the same.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And your new goals are rooted in survival, self-compassion, and slow rebuilding.
Right.
So
and I also think it's also gratitude. I feel like gratitude is huge.
You're still breathing.
Yeah. Like I feel, and then it's like, well, how can I give what I've experienced to others to help them get through their grieving? And, you're just giving back. You're giving back your experience. You're giving back, just little gems here, here and there to be like, hey, like, this is what helped me along the way. Maybe it might help you.
I think it was our Grief in the Workplace episode.
Oh, that was a good one,
where
too.
we read...
I mean, everyone was a good one.
They all good. They all good. And we get cute for y'all, okay?
Yes!
So at least...
Look at these lippies.
Listen, you got 2 moms. Okay, she always got good lipstick on. I'm always trying some Tic Tac lashes for you guys. All right, at least, can we get a comment on the lashes on the lip? Nobody has asked her for her lip combo yet. Can we get a question about what the lip combo is?
Mac.
She be doing a new lip combo every episode.
You know it.
I have brown eyelashes on today.
I love that.
Dark brown eyelashes.
Super
like soften
cute.
It up a little bit. Anyway, that's my daughter on her TikTok.
I love that.
But yeah, what were we saying before we said? Oh no. So we were talking about the grief in the workplace. We had read an article by this like wonderful psychologist, and I now always use that term now or that phrase where grief is an intelligence to integrate into the rest of your life. That's what you're saying, always like dropping gems and things like that. Yep. Right. It's like what you learn from an experience of grief.
Yeah.
That's why, like, even Stephen Colbert had recently said that he was grateful for having loss in his life.
Yep.
And, oh my God, we love him. Anderson Cooper.
Oh.
Anderson Cooper. If you haven't seen the interview of Anderson Cooper, and I know. How you doing? Do you remember when Anderson Cooper, somebody punched him on camera? And somebody put, like, you cannot punch the pretty off that man.
No, you cannot. I mean, his mom made Jordache.
He's
Come
like
on.
in the middle of Gaza, and he like looks amazing. We're like, this man is too pretty.
No, he really is.
But he interviewed Stephen Colbert, and his mom passed.
Yeah.
His brother died of suicide, I believe. So he had talked about like, how could you say that you're grateful for going through a devastating loss?
Right.
And the way Stephen Colbert, I won't even try to do it, but it had that feeling of like, because of what he learned from going through this terrible loss.
Right.
And it's like you feel, I don't know if you can agree, but you feel so much smarter after dealing with grief. smarter about planning your life, smarter about...
I still have to do my will. Sorry, guys.
But what takes up your time?
Right.
I am so much smarter with my time as my mother. It's like, we don't do anything that we feel we have to do.
Right.
We don't hang out in places where we feel like we have to be.
Right.
It's all about protecting your peace, using your you know, like that social battery.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Keeping an eye on it. Because it also, grief is exhausting. 10 minutes into any conversation we don't want to have, we're done.
No, done. Nobody wants to hear about it. And I think that, you know, the fact that you brought that up too, I think even for the next thing that, you know, that we kind of talked about with, you know, like grief and goals, it's like the fear of having joy and moving forward. Like you're not allowed to move forward. Like there's people that I know that are, you know, dating someone new or have moved on into their next chapter of their life. And it's like, well, eventually they were going to do that. Eventually they were going to move on or have a child or have another child, right? If they lost a child, they're going to have another child. And it's like, you know, why do they have to feel scrutinized for that? And it's unnecessary, you know, but in order to, you know, some people have goals, like, you know, they want 5 kids and that's what they want, you know, and they're going to do anything to get there. Or, you know, you don't want to be alone. You want to be married with someone, you know, especially when it comes to old age, you know, it's kind of frustrating, right? But in the same breath, it goes back into social media, that like that pressure that like they see people trying to move forward and like they're like not allowed.
Yeah, I think about that too, right? Like I'm in my first single summer in 17 years.
Oh, hot girl summer.
So
yes.
It's like a part of me was like, should I go out? Should I like, you know, like I felt guilty about.
What did I tell you? I said, listen, I'm in these streets, but I'm home by 8.
Right. You know, but a part of me felt like, okay, like, should I really like enjoy my summer? Like I said, I wasn't going to celebrate my birthday. Remember? I was like, if somebody gives me a birthday cake, if I see a candle, I'm going to flip out. I'm not celebrating anything.
I posted pictures of me and her on our story. I posted it on our
I ended up in Miami. Yeah. So I got over that eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually I got over that and I ended up in Miami. And I in my post, like, you know, a week later, I was like, thank you to those who gave me the space.
Yeah.
And thank you for those who like didn't listen and were like, it's your birthday, I don't care.
And I'm with her literally every
all
day.
The time, right?
And we talk all the time.
Right.
And I still didn't listen to her because I was just like, nah, you gotta.
Yeah,
I'm grateful that you're here.
My cousin took me to Miami. She was like, yeah, it doesn't work like that. You can't just like not have a birthday. And I'm like, okay.
No. You're not allowed.
But yeah, it's like, you know, like it says here, smart goals with a grief lens. So be flexible, be forgiving, and be feelings first.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
What do you feel? I feel like I want to hit this goal of like, you know, losing 20 pounds. So I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to care. So that's another thing when it comes to appearance. It's like, why should I care about my appearance?
Right.
I just went through this horrible loss.
Right.
You
Correct.
know, but it's not an okay to like completely, because I didn't go to the gym for months.
Right.
You know?
Did I go to the gym? I'm trying to think. I did. I try to make it as normal as possible.
It's been really hard for me to work out because everything feels the same.
Right.
And my life is so different.
Right.
And I go to the gym and it's like everybody's the same and everyone's working out and I'm just like, oh my God, guys, my life is like fell apart, you know? But I remember telling myself, well, if I can't commit to getting up and going to the gym often, at least what I can do is eat really healthy.
Right. There you go. It's still a journey for your health, right? And there's a lot of people who will now make that a goal, right? Like say, they lost someone from cancer or they lost someone from diabetes and they lost someone from, you know, whatever the case is, that their health is just not good, and that's how they passed. It's like, okay, well, you know what? Now I need to do better for myself.
That's a great point. If you've lost someone due to health reasons, why not use that as a goal to now be in the healthiest shape of your life.
Well, and there's a lot of people like, even alcoholism, right? They're like, well, you know what? I'm not going to drink anymore. Or, there's people with the drugs, like overdose. Okay, well, you know what? I'm not going to do drugs anymore. Like smoking, lung cancer. You know what? I'm not going to smoke anymore. So it's like, those are achievable goals as well. But it's sad that it took something as death to wake you up and be like, hey, wake up call. Let's get together, like get it together. You have opportunities. You get to wake up every morning. You be grateful. Like, thank you, God, for waking me up in the morning. Thank you, universe, whatever, whatever they call it, Sky Daddy, imaginary best friend, whatever.
Sky Daddy will never not be funny to me. Like all the gospel songs that I sing, like Sky Daddy was funny. I'm waiting for somebody to like do a parody or something.
God. Well, it's funny because that's what I read on like, they're like, oh yeah, you and your Sky Daddy. You know what I mean? It's like, calm down. Like we could be talking about God like within us. Like we're just grateful that we have our limbs. We're able to wake up this morning. We're able to take our breath this morning because somebody else didn't. Just to have that gratitude. But then going into like, okay, well, I'm going to go and reach this goal because this means a lot to me. It's kind of like how people start like nonprofits because of certain situations that happen, like small little nonprofits, whether it's, what do they have, the diabetes and the just all different ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a good point. And it's about like how traditional goals may shift to micro goals.
Right.
As simple as getting out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a simple
and taking a shower.
Goal. And taking a shower.
Yeah.
And I told you, me and my mom have check-ins on how often we wash our hair.
Yeah.
Like, has it been a couple of days? Maybe you need to wash your hair.
Is beautiful,
it's like,
by the way.
It's like, oh my God. My mom is like natural.
I can't wait.
So she let all her grays grow in. So she's got like this beautiful natural
salt and
highlight,
pepper hair.
Like salt and pepper. And it's like hard to do. You have to grow your hair for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
It's beautiful.
Now she got her big Prada glasses. She's like,
she's fabulous. I love her.
Thank you.
But yeah, so, just like even with goals, like, look, she's like, she probably never wanted to grow out her hair. Like she was probably always like, okay, well, I got to maintain this for society.
And cutting it. Like she let it grow, which is nice. She always had really short hair, so she's letting it grow. And
different goals.
Yeah, micro goals. Like it could be self-care. If it's not self-care, then it could be, my God, finish that book that you've been trying to finish. I have so many books that I have like 4 books that I've started, and then I got sidetracked.
12 books. I just cleaned my office and I have stacks of books like this with pens in them. So I had to take the pens out because I was accusing my husband of stealing the pens, but they were inside the books. So, and he's going to see this, and he's probably going to see this episode tonight, and he's going to be like, oh, you see? I was like, yeah, they were inside the books. Whatever. I just took all like the Post-its and like kind of just stuck them in there. But there's so many books that I have. And then all the books that I have in my Amazon save. Don't even get me started.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
But yeah, simple micro goals like finishing a book that you wanted to read or eating healthier or working on, God. There's so many
even the opposite of that. How about, I think it was one of the episodes that we talked about end of life regrets. And it talked about like some people like not booking the trip and not doing this. Well, look, my mom never got to, I think actually my friend Grace, she posted, my mom never got to see, I think it was Italy. And she was supposed to go with her sister and her sister passed. And she actually took her. She had the opportunity to take her mom to Italy to enjoy that. Yeah. So I thought it was so beautiful. But then you have people like, oh, well, I was, they were scared of heights, so I'm going to go jump out of a plane. I'm like, yeah, well, you do that.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything. I barely drive over the speed limit at this point.
No.
Yeah. I mean, and also, what I've always loved in terms of reading? I've always loved memoirs. Ooh, I love to read what people went through and how they made it out. I mean, memoirs are always written about people who have had success, and we all can, there's different, we can always redefine what success looks like.
Right.
Sex.
You do. We already know. You're ovulating.
We only record. Oh my God. I swear,
that's
we
a good one.
Record when I'm on.
That and raving, and it's raining. It's always raining.
It's always either raining or I'm ovulating when we're here. Like I really don't. I really
can't
don't get it. But we can redefine what success looks like.
Yes.
When we're grieving. But yeah, most of the time you're reading a memoir. You're reading like somebody who's had this profound impact,
right,
or has gone through all these things, a lot of times death. So it's like
right,
you can read some memoirs and go, oh my God, this person went through all of these things,
right,
and look at where they are. And sometimes
and then,
you can really get some inspiration from that.
But then also I feel like, and it said it here too, that giving yourself some grace. Like, what if you do fail? Like, if you fail at it, just redo it again, or just continue. Like, don't allow that fear, or don't allow the failure to hinder you to continue to go. And I feel like that's a lot of people in just society today, that they, fear really cripples them. Mm-hmm. Fear cripples people to reach goals. And it's like, well, you don't need death to kind of push you and nudge you, but if that's what it's going to take, then so be it.
Right.
So now you have to fulfill, some of these goals that you wanted to achieve.
Yeah, don't let grief or fear cripple you from doing what you want to do. I mean, it can be very easy to say, I'm grieving, so I don't feel like doing anything.
Right. Exactly.
It's really easy. I've been there.
Oh, listen.
Like, it's really easy to just be like, well, I have 5 free hours, so I'm going to sleep the whole time. And that's fine, but you can't do it every day.
Or I'm scrolling aimlessly.
Oh my God. I will catch so what I did with my Instagram, I didn't do it with TikTok, which is probably where I need to do it.
I don't have the TikTok.
Yeah. It's addicting. Mm-mm. But on my Instagram, I have a timer.
I have the Instagram timer.
Every time that I spend 15 minutes on Instagram, it'll go off and it'll lock. And what I like about it is when I go on my phone and I search the apps.
Yeah.
It won't go on. So I'll start typing Instagram and Instacart will pop up.
Oh.
And I almost want to, because I'm like, Instacart opens every time that I want to open Instagram. I'm like, no, it's good. Because it makes me either
distract you,
grocery shop, or be like, oh my God, what am I doing? I don't want to be on Instagram right now.
Right.
So doing things like that, where kind of limiting yourself on the things that limit your drinking. Like,
limit the drinking, right. So, I mean, and then last but not least, I feel like just tracking the emotional and the physical energy before committing to the goal.
Oh my God, energy tracking is a really good idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it again because I'm always talking about my cycle. But ladies, learn the phases, and men as well, for your partner. If you're trying to get if for example, if you're married, your wife is going through a really tough time with her grief, or things like that, there are weeks where she's going to have more
amplified.
Energy, and there are weeks that she is going to be
crippled,
an absolute grieving mess.
Yeah,
it happens to me once a month. Once a month, I'll have this complete breakdown, crying over my sister.
Right,
something silly sparked it.
Right.
Then there's a week where you're gonna, right before. This boost of energy and testosterone that you get.
I'm like, oh yeah, I can bench press 3,000 pounds.
Listen, there is this boost, because men get a daily dose of testosterone every morning.
Right.
We get a boost of testosterone once a month.
Yeah.
So when we get that once a month, that's when you want to plan a run, a hike, a walk in Central Park.
We think we're super women. I mean, we are, but...
we are. We get it done. Listen, we get it done every day of the week, every day of the month. But there are, okay? But there are times where you should really, energy tracking.
Yeah.
If I know I'm a couple days away from my cycle, listen, I'm not going to plan to do this hike.
Right.
Because I'm not going to feel good about it. I'm going to feel crampy. I'm probably going to cry, but... You should, when it comes to really energy tracking, and for men as well. Right. If maybe men are like, okay, today I'm doing leg day, you're going to be sore for the next 2 days. So probably don't
do upper tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Planning and tracking your energy, and also vision boards. Me and my women's group, my Bible study group, I did prayer boards.
Oh, nice.
So you can do vision boards, but you can also do, if you're, religious, you can do prayer boards also. Sure. You'll pick 3 things that you're asking God for, a couple of things that you're going to pray for. You can do a praise report, things that you're grateful for. But it's just like a vision board, just a little twist where it's you can put scripture on there, but all of these things that can help you tracking your energy, and then making a vision board. I didn't make a vision board until I was 39.
Same. And I did it through, no, I wasn't 39. I was like 36. And I did it through Trello.
Oh, really?
Trello, you can do like vision boards through there. Well, on Canva too now. I feel like you can do it. But I did it through Trello, which was really cool. And that was at one of the churches I went to.
I see a lot of like women especially like have like a girls' night.
Yeah.
And you all bring magazines and printouts and things like that. And you make a vision board. And honestly, it's almost scary to see how much of it
when you manifest it
actually happens.
Yeah.
Like I had in my mind, like God told me that I was going to have a black and white house. And I ended up buying a black and white house.
Imagine that. See? Telling you.
When I went to see homes, I was like, okay, this condo, that condo. And I'm like, God said my house is going to be black and white. So this probably isn't the one. So like when I didn't, when it would fall through. Right. And it just so happened to be the last one was like a black and white house. And I was like, wow.
See? I love that. And thank you guys so much.
Yes.
We were talking about our goals.
Yeah. So whether I love this ending part of the outline, whether you're in the thick of grief or supporting someone who is, we really hope that this episode offered some validation, some hope, and a reminder that you're allowed to rebuild at your own pace, and you are most importantly allowed to dream again.
Yes. I love that so much. Thank you guys for joining us. And please subscribe, follow, like, comment, share, YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram. Are we missing anything? I don't think so. I don't think we are. But thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you.